Hello, fellow female activists. Cathy here, your wellness coach, and we're talking about a dry January, but for life. So this is all about wellness, our wellness playlist, and we are in our hydration subcategory, and we're talking about dry January for life. Okay, yeah, that's a tough one. So here we go. So if you're new here, hello. Like and subscribe. And we always start our wellness or recommendation playlists with what we call positive quotient repetitions. Positive quotient repetitions. So, what we're going to do, if you feel safe, go ahead and close your eyes. You don't have to. What I want you to do is, whether you're sitting or standing, doesn't matter, get a tall spine. Okay, so really pull your shoulders back, sorry. Elongate that spine so you can feel almost like there's a string on the top of your head pulling you up. And what I want you to do is take some fingers, okay? Take your fingers on one hand or both hands and rub them against some surface with your fingertips. What sensations do you feel? What temperature is that surface? The texture that you're feeling. Now take your palms together and rub your fingertips all the way down to your end of your hand and feel those sensations. Can you feel your fingerprints as you rub those fingertips together? Go ahead and take those fingertips on the opposite palm all the way down. What are you experiencing from that? Are you creating friction? Any kind of heat? Really savor. And when you're ready, go ahead and blink your eyes open if they're closed. Hopefully, you feel a little bit more connected. And that's the point. I want you to feel your body is connected to your mind. In our very hustle, unfortunately, culture, which is patriarchal in nature, okay, just so you know, we rush, and we forget that our mind can regulate our body if we're attached to it, meaning if our awareness is heightened to what our body is telling us, it's going to tell us what is going on. So hopefully you feel a little bit less hustle mentality. So the topic today, dry January, but forever, for life. So, okay, this is not going to be a topic that many people are probably going to like. And that is okay. So, some background. Even though my body can metabolize alcohol at 100% based on genetics, I really can say I don't like the taste of alcohol, with the exception of champagne. Wine and champagne. Wine was an acquired taste. Champagne was definitely something that I actually liked the first time I had tried it. Must have been a dessert wine because it really was very sweet, I remember. But I myself found out early on that I didn't really care for alcohol. Now, there's some personal reasons why I choose not to. And I think obviously that would be the case for anyone, right? It's always going to be a personal decision, whether you partake in something or not, society-wise. But I just never found it necessary for me. Like it didn't, I can count on my hand, probably it's been less than 3 times that I've actually ever been what you would consider drunk or had a hangover. I think twice in my life I've had a hangover. And even that to me was maybe too much. And wherever you are on the spectrum of what you think about alcohol and stuff like that, that's where you are. But with regards to hydration, which is this is the category we're talking about, right? So we have our overall wellness pillars. There's 5 of them, right? Hydration's number one. Hydration, again, all we need, and this is my water bottle, you can't see it, to survive. Our body requires water, really, and that's it. Now, do we have the option of other, satisfying liquids? Sure. I am a avid tea drinker when I get it, preferably without caffeine. But if it has caffeine, people around me just gotta watch out. But anything more natural based, okay, i.e., that's more water based, that's cool. That's okay. Now, I qualify that again because you're not gonna ever have me say that something with a ton of sugar in it is good for you. A lot of the sport drinks that even I used to drink from time to time, I won't consume those anymore. And for various reasons. But more importantly, yes, alcohol is on the periodic table. It's a natural substance. So there's nothing wrong with alcohol. Alcohol, okay, can help clean wounds. It can sterilize stuff, right? So alcohol is cool. If it can sterilize stuff, okay, like metal and wounds, why do we want to consume it? Ask yourself that, okay? So without judgment here, okay, wherever you are on the spectrum of I like to drink or I am no longer drinking or I have never drank, doesn't matter where you're on the spectrum. I don't know when this dry January, phenomenon started, and it doesn't really matter. But it was always funny to me because I'm like, why do people make such a big deal out of it? Um, like I said, alcohol is not in my life. And for that reason, I guess it doesn't make sense to me that it's a big deal. But for anyone who centers, societal norms around alcohol, yeah, I guess it can be a big deal. I think in my heart of hearts that based on just health factors, I don't understand why people feel the need to drink at all. Because alcohol in itself, again, if you can clean and sterilize items with alcohol, why do you want that in your body? Okay. For so, so long, it was scientifically proven, supposedly. And I say scientifically proven in quotes because really, that was a little more about marketing than it was anything else. Okay. Any amount of alcohol is not actually good for anyone. Okay. Again, you can clean things with it. Okay. You sterilize with it. So imagine what that is doing to your organs. Okay. And for someone like me who wants to, I was born with all my organs. I want to leave this earth with all my organs intact and running well. Then I get to take care of them. So I don't put alcohol in my body. Now, sugar, unfortunately, yes, I do. And last year I went crazy. So this year, um, got a little better. And it seems like I'm really going to like maybe even go cold turkey on sugar. And again, there's nothing wrong with it, having indulgences now and then, but back to the dry January, maybe for life. If you feel better come the end of January and you have not drank anything, everything else being equal, by the way, okay? Because there's a lot of variables as to why you may or may not feel better by not drinking. But overall, if everything else stays the same for you in January and all you changed was you left out alcohol, okay, on the regular, then you got to ask yourself on January 31st, why am I going to go back to alcohol? What I want to impose upon you right now is not that I'm trying to judge you, but I'm going to put forward to you a question. If you feel better without alcohol, why are you adding it back in? You probably will save a lot more money by not drinking alcohol. You will also feel better ultimately, which will mean that you're healthier overall all things, being equal. So please consider the fact that, okay, if I can go dry January and live through it and not be any worse off for it, then why not continue it? Any good habit that puts you in a better state of mind and body, why would you not continue? Right? Um, for a lot of people, right? Especially those who had issues with alcohol in the past, it is not an option to give up on staying away from alcohol. Their life depends on it. And in my case, there is enough in this world right now to keep me sober because I can't afford, quite literally, to let anything take me down that I can control. I can absolutely control what goes in my body for the most part, right? I mean, consuming wise, right? Like, unfortunately, our dirty air has gotten dirtier. If you're not buying organic, then, you know, you, you're putting pesticides in your body. Well, fine. But what I'm getting at is I can totally control, for the most part, 100% what goes into my body and on my body. So why not make it a little bit easier and save a little money in the end by not consuming alcohol? It does me no favors to put more stress on my body than I already have on it. And that's with the idea that I'm trying to reduce my stress overall, right? So again, I leave you with the question. If you have taken on the challenge of dry January and you feel awesome, why would you stop? Something to think about. So with that, we will see you next time. Until then, take care, take charge. God bless.